Welcome to Max Pro Tips. In this video I'll show you how I treat my bass line to make it sound richer and more compact in the mix, and I'll show you how I do this using Basslane. Basslane is a very good VST plugin from Tones Project, and it can help you control the stereo width of low frequencies in a mix. It can also narrow the stereo width of bass frequencies below a defined threshold, ensuring a tighter and more focused low end. It also has extra features like the stereo harmonics, the dynamics, sub-filtering, and mono recovery, as you can see on the interface. I'll show you how I use this to enrich my bass line. So without wasting much time, let's get right into it. Okay, coming over here is a very simple instrumental. I just have a single chord progression which I duplicated and assigned to two different instruments, and then I added few percussion. I'll play it now so you listen to it. I can hear a conflicting issue between the kick and the bass. I would like to sidechain the kick to the bass so that I can duck down the bass whenever the kick hits and resolve the issue of muddiness which I can hear. I'll do that quickly, so hold on. Okay, I usually use the Basslane Pro plugin in my mastering chain because I prefer to treat the low frequencies of all the elements together rather than singling out one of the elements, for example the bass, and then treating it separately with the Basslane plugin. But in this tutorial I will use it directly on the bass just to show you how you can use it to enrich and make your bass sound more compact. Okay, here is the plugin, and before I tweak anything on it, I want you to note that the 808 bass and the instrumental is in mono, so adjusting the width to 0% won't show any effect because it's already centered. And if the bass was completely in stereo, then normally I would take it down to mono because I always preferred my bass in mono. And before I do that, I will make sure that I set the low pass frequency. For example, if you set the low pass frequency to 106 Hz, it means that all frequencies below 106 Hz will be affected by the plugin. Okay, let's go through the stereo harmonic feature. Here is the harmonic generator where you can choose where the harmonics will be generated from. If you put it on side, it means that the harmonics will be generated from the side frequency. The same for stereo and mid. Next to it is the amount of harmonics, so you can use this to adjust the amount of the harmonics that is being introduced into the processed signal. And here is the type of harmonics. You have the crunchy, the even or odd, and the second or third. Yes, and each of them has a different feel. Here is the mid side. You can choose to put the harmonics more on the sides or more on the mids. Next to it, you can dampen the harmonics. Next to it is the compression. This is used to set the amount of compression on the harmonics generated. The next one is the level, which can be used to set the level of the harmonics mixed with the dry signal. Coming over here to the sub filter section, you can use this to clean up the sub frequencies. It has different options here: the side, the stereo, and the boost. Putting it on the side will clean up the sub frequency only on the sides. The stereo is for minimum phase high pass filter in the stereo signal, and the boost is a resonant high pass filter, and this can be used to add depth to the sub frequencies. The post is actually used to change the position of the sub filter section in the effect chain. It's usually the first in the effect chain, but turning on the post will put it as the last on the effect chain. For the instrumental I'm going to use only the sub filter section and the stereo harmonics to enhance the bass line, but there are cases whereby you want to adjust the dynamics of the filtered frequency, which you can do in this section. You have the threshold, the release, and the amount. Then the mono recovery section is used to recover details that might be lost as a result of putting the filtered frequency in mono. You can use this section to recover some of those details that might have been lost, and most of the time I love to leave it in auto mode. Here is the monitor, and you can choose to solo the filtered frequency, or you can choose to solo only the side of the filtered frequency or only the mid of the filtered frequency. You can choose to monitor the difference between the processed and the original signal. This is the bypass. Right now, what I'm going to do is to adjust the baseline using the sub filter section and the stereo harmonic section. When I turned on the plugin, the plugin added some depth to the bass line and made it fuller. It as well brought it forward in the mix. If this was an actual project I'm working on, I would go ahead to create balance among the individual instrument, because it will make the bass sit better in the mix. Creating balance in a mix is one of the most important thing. If you're going to make the mix come out well, you need to get it well balanced. Also, you can gain match the level of the processed signal with the dry signal using the output level here. By turning it down, you reduce the level of the processed signal, and in that way you can match it up with the dry signal. That will be all for this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel to get more video updates from Max Pro Tips. Do have a great time.